What's up, guys? It's Jughead, just a down-to-earth guy, trying to bring you some down-to-earth content here with another episode of my Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. Today, we're going to be jumping into episode 3, and I'm actually really excited for episode 3 because what I feel like from the last two episodes is from what episode 1 was, like I keep saying, is the perfect introduction into the show, and episode 2 is where we first kind of jumped into the first primary story arc. We're actually getting into the nitty-gritty of the show, of all the dynamics we're going to be seeing, like all the plot structures, all of the ingredients. We finally know all the ingredients and we can put them all together, and I kind of see how each episode is going to go along. How I said of the entire idea of what the hunters are. Of episode 2, we got our first beast, our first like magical encounter with either a monster, beast, magical location, mysterious location, or a treasure, and then the God Squad working together. And even though they're working together as a team and they are the God Squad, each episode or each time we're seeing them harness their individual strengths, and how three heads are better than one, and how Gon wouldn't be as successful if he was all by himself. Kurapika needs Gon and Leorio needs Kurapika and Gon. So they each all together kind of bounce off one another, and so Gon is like the physical ability, he's just a total beast, and like the instincts of himself, where Kurapika is the more intellectual minded, the more philosophical minded, and Leorio is the more emotional, compassionate, that type of thing. So each of them have their own strengths, and even though they're a team, like we saw in episode 2, they each show why they're worthy to keep going through the Hunter exam. So that's why I'm excited for episode 3, because episode 1 was the entire intro to the entire show. Episode 2 was the intro into like the main meat and potatoes of how the show's going to be, and now episode 3 is just another like, I don't know what you want to describe it as, in like another peg in the railroad of just going through it. I don't even know what the hell analogy or metaphor that is. I just made it up because I'm trying to describe how I feel like episode 3 is going to go. Because then it's a snowball effect. Now that episode 1 and 2 are out of the way, now I feel like that we're just going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of the show. And I saw in the comments section to either the first episode or the second episode that we're finally going to be learning about who that gray-haired, silver-haired character is, because I see him in the intro, but I haven't seen him in action yet. And he's so cool because he's just like the casual skateboarding around, hands in pockets with the skateboard under his shoulder, and just kicking ass like it's no big deal at all. So it'll actually be a God Squad now, not the trio, an actual God Squad. So without any further talking from me, let's just get right into episode 3. Again, I have the timer above the video in case because I do an entire watch through. I try and cut as little as possible, so I have the timer through, so if anybody wants to watch alongside me, they can and know exactly where I am the entire time. Without any further ado, let's get into the episode. So in 3, 2, 1, play. Episode 3, let's go. Now we're in the nitty gritty. The Kiriko. See, I love how it picks up exactly where the previous episode left off. There is no real exam. It's all the exam. Rivals in Survival. Episode 3, Rivals in Survival. So now they're in Zaban City, where the exam's allegedly supposed to be taking place. Are there other navigators? Yeah, see, so you gotta develop relationships, or else you're screwed. Which is like a test in itself. Sup, Ma? A brunette goddess. Step on my throat. It's a pretty shady place. What? Oh yeah, it's from like just a little whale island. He's not used to this at all. So it is interesting. You need a navigator to even take the exam, because that's the whole point. It's really hard to find it unless you have a navigator, because the navigator determines if you're worthy or not. I'm gonna say that's not the exam site. They're gonna trick you. Well, I like how she has gray eyes because her eyes changed to red. What kind of dump is this? Yeah, how are you gonna fit in all those people? Well, I guess, yeah, that would make sense. You're supposed to get lost. You're supposed to... It's designed for you not to be able to find it. Is that the code? Grilled over low flame until done. So is that like code for... These are the prospective hunters? Magically, there's 3 chairs available. Same. That's all I care about. 1 in every 10,000. Wow. So 3 in 30. They're 3 in 30,000 then. Out of 30,000 people, they're the only 3 that's left. See, that's another character building right there. Is he implying that he's not going to make it? Is this a magic elevator? Oh, cool. Cool. It's going underground. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, he expects it. Wow. Wow. So it is intense. See, I would have failed from last episode because I answered the question wrong. I still love the animation style. See, it's such an interesting dynamic. He's the most compassionate and emotional one, yet he cares about something as materialistic as money. So ironic. Whereas she's the intellectual, logical one, the rationale, yet she cares about the subjective aspect of it, the nobleness of it. Whereas he's here because he wants to find out what his dad left him for. The Phantom Troop. Such an interesting dynamic between them. Yeah, and he's the middleman because he doesn't really fit either category. The 100th level of the basement. Wow. See, that's just me. That's me when someone... That's just me when 2 people are asking me where we want to eat. And I'm just like, I just want food. Look at all these guys. That has to be the most uncomfortable position to be holding a briefcase. All these weirdos. Is that gonna be so interesting to see all these interesting characters? Like all their strengths, like all their personalities. And then we got a peapod head here. Who the hell was that guy? And who the hell is this guy? We got John Belushi in this? So first we had a ball sack nose, now we have a square nose. You've been trying at this for 35 years? Jesus. God. Hey, Tonpa. You're an absolute loser, Tompa. Like, there's perseverance, and then there's wasting 35 years of your life. Why do all the men look like women? I just thought that was a fat woman. His weapon is a snake. Okay, he should be a hunter. How are you feeling? Amori, Imori, Amori. Writing in my notes. Yo, get a better fit. What is that? Did he just say he's a master hunter? Who are you tracking in that? Jesus. Ooh, I'm not taking that. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the f... You're just gonna make a guy's... So they have magical powers then. He just took another man's arms. The devil himself could pass the hunter's exam if an examiner just says it's okay. Wow, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna steer clear of the guy who just turned a guy's arms into flower petals. No, I'm gonna shake his hand. I'm gonna say hi. Steer clear of that asshole. I would not trust that at all. I'd be trying to screw you over. See? I don't trust any of that. They're gonna sip and he's gonna pretend to sip. What a douche. An extremely strong laxative. Nice. You'll need diapers to take the exam. No. But what if he accidentally, what if there were 4 and only 3 had the laxatives and he accidentally took one with the laxative and one of the other 3 didn't? I want to learn actual vocabulary, not their names. Oh yeah. See? The instincts. Just like he's one with nature almost. Yeah, how old is this guy? Hanzo. Everybody looks so sketchy. Well, our three guys actually look normal. Ooh. Shinobi do not eat or drink anything offered to them by others. Okay. Why is he glowing? Yeah. This guy's gonna get messed up. Okay, I saw this guy in the background. This guy is fucking weird. What is that? Oh, this nerd. Oh, this guy is a nerd. Oh. Oh, and he's fixing his comb over. God. Please drink the laxative. That is not impressive at all. Why is he... Well, no shit, you've yet to pass the exam. Nani? Damn, he just treated his ass. He's not a nerd. He dropped the mic. Yeah, maybe you would pass the exam if you weren't so busy trying to slip people laxatives. Hey, the guy from the intro! Hell yeah! Woo! I like this guy already. Cool hair. Skateboarder. Hell yeah. Oh, he took the laxative? What the hell, man? He could die. Okay, he's an uber badass. What a badass. He's built up his... No poison can kill me. What a G. Okay, so Killua. Am I pronouncing that right? I hate this guy so much. He's so annoying. And I just feel like he's going to be a reoccurring character, because why else would he be getting so much screen time? Maybe you have a story arc where he becomes a good guy, but right now I hate him. What the hell is that? Ooh, is the exam starting? It's starting. Willy Wonka? What is this? The man's just been standing behind that wall the entire time? Where's your mouth? He doesn't have a mouth. Whose weapon of choice is a barrel? Okay, cool. Where is your mouth, dude? Is he wearing a wig? Look you can see the black hair underneath the wig, and that black hair matches his mustache. It's a wig. Ooh, who's gonna puss out? Who's gonna puss out? You're either gonna end up gravely injured or dead. Who's gonna puss out? Please be the guy who's tried 35 times. I can't wait to see all these cool characters. I hope we get to see, like, all these different people. Wait, what? Whoa. All 404? Why did Gon's number is 405? What's going on here? I'm confused. Why are they purposely covering up his name tag so we don't see 405? They implying I would have not gotten that? And why is he running like, why is he walking like that? What are you doing? There's just a much more efficient way of moving your legs. Satotz. So the exam is in phases. Wait, what was the first phase? Yeah, exactly. What was the first phase? Oh, is this the first phase? This right here is the first phase. Oh. Is this going to be like an endurance run? Oh, not that's it. It's not that's it. Ooh. So it's going to be an endurance run. Can you keep up with him? Maybe you guys have to run like him. Maybe that's the trick. You got to do that stupid run. Dude, Leorio, stop it. Yeah, not knowing how long we have to run will seriously test our mental resilience. See, it's not just a physical test. Everything with the hunter exam, anybody can run fast. Anybody can run a mile. But how long is it going to take you to break down? Dude, get off the computer. What are you, on the hub? Anybody can run fast. Anyone can run a mile, but do you have the mental fortitude to keep going without answers? When are you going to break down? Okay, so let's discuss. What kind of weird cliffhanger was that episode 3 just ended on? Why did that episode seem so short? I'm just so confused by that ending. But I want to go in order of everything. So, again, I love how each episode starts exactly where the previous episode left off. So there's no like, ooh, I want what happened in between. It's literally like one continuous story. They just break it up into like 25-minute intervals. The beginning of the episode was kind of pointless. It was more just so filler because they had to show us them getting to Zaban City with the navigator's help. And it was interesting, the whole idea that the hunter exam is supposed to be a hard place to find. And it's next to impossible to find the location of the hunter exam without the help of a navigator. So while you're trying to find the location, you have to develop relationships. You have to go out of your way, and without the help of the navigators of the Kiriko that the the three of them had, it would have been next to impossible for them to get to the hunter exam because one, they would have gotten on the buses that messed them up. They got to the cedar tree and passed that question, but they wouldn't have gotten to that if they got on the buses. And then if they didn't pass the trial almost that the Kiriko made them do, then they wouldn't have passed that. And maybe they would have been injured or killed by them, or I don't know, or they would have just simply not passed. So then they would not have been flown all the way to Zaban City by them. So they never would have even made it. So it is the interesting notion that everything is the exam. There's no like you're taking the test, right? And like, ooh, I wonder what the answer to number 5 is. It's everything is the test. You're constantly proving yourself. And one of the things is you got to develop these relationships. You got to work with people, work together, and you're not just going to get through this by yourself. So because they developed that relationship with the Kiriko and found themselves worthy, they all got that ride over there, and the navigator helped them get to the building. And of course, I was like, there's no way the hunter exam is taking place in this nice-ass skyscraper. I much rather believe that it's in this shitty sushi house right next to it. It was cool how they just go down into the basement, and there's just all these just random people. And I'm excited because now they're actually in, like, they're going to be taking the exam now. So I want to see all these interesting characters that they're going to interact with. I want to see like all their personalities because we saw a few. We saw the guy that just got shoulder bumped and was like, "Oh, you shoulder bumped me? I'm gonna take away your arms and I'm gonna turn them into flower petals and they're gonna disappear in front of your eyes. And now you have no arms." Is that guy competing in the hunter exam? I don't think so. You don't have arms. And then, so we got that guy, and then they like zoomed in or like, and then that stupid fat guy that has been taking the test for 35 years. What an asshole. Find a different occupation. You're not going to become a hunter. 35 years, and only 30 of those have been consecutive? How old is this guy? How do you not have gray hairs? And why are you still doing this? How are you paying rent? How are you paying your mortgage? So, but it was cool how, despite how he liked, like they said, he likes to play the nice guy, but he's one of the most evil-minded here. And then it was interesting how he like talked about each of the characters briefly. So we're gonna get just so many cool, unique characters that we're gonna interact with, what their abilities are, what their personalities are, what their backgrounds are. Like, what's their weapon of choice? What's their magical abilities? What are their strengths? So just like how we see Gon with his fishing pole, and he's the instinctual, physical ability one. And then we have Kurapika, who is I don't know what she wields, but she has that. And then she's the more philosophical, intellectual one, where then Leorio has his stupid briefcase with all his supplies, and then his knife is what I remember him having. But then he's the more compassionate, emotional one. So just like we have those interesting dynamics and backgrounds and stuff of those three, now I want to see as we pick for some of the interesting characters that'll happen episode by episode. So that's what I'm going to be interesting to hear. And we finally at least catch a glimpse. We don't know a lot about them because none of them interacted with each other. But I've been saying for the past 2 episodes, who is this kid with the silver hair in the intro that we haven't met yet? Because he's obviously going to be a main character. When are we going to see him? Like I said, in one of the comments I saw, oh, wait till episode 3 and you're going to see him briefly. He's going to be introduced. So I was like, okay, cool. And I thought he was going to get introduced a little bit more, but all we saw was his introduction was cool, though. Everybody's had a badass intro. I'm going to say that much. He was introduced of this little kid. I'm going to guess he's like a little kid because he's just has his little skateboard under him, messy silver hair, and the stupid what did they call him? Rookie Crusher or something? Whatever his stupid nickname is, the Rookie Crusher. Giving him the laxative soda, and the kid just downs it. And the kid's just like, like I've built a resistance to it. no poison can kill me. And I was just like, okay, so you're automatically a badass. I know I'm going to love your character. We know nothing about your background. Nothing really about you except what your personality might be, what kind of vibe you are. But then the only background we have is you've literally made yourself built up a resistance to poisons. So you're just like a super cool, you're just a badass. So can't wait to see him meld with the rest of the group, how he comes into the God Squad, what his strengths are, and how his dynamic with each of the characters is going to be. So that's going to be interesting that we're going to actually get the God Squad. And then it's going to be, I was confused of the first phase is over. I don't even know what the first phase was. Was the first phase getting to the exam location? Because then the guy, I forget his name, the Willy Wonka guy, who I think is wearing a wig and has no mouth, says that they're already in the second phase and they're just running down this hallway. And so I'm confused about that whole thing. And Kurapika brought up a good point, as in, if you're just thinking about how all the little trials and tribulations have gone so far, they want you to think the obvious, but you're going to have to, you got to be smart. You can't just be some idiot who's going to pass the test. Of Kurapika's like, we're running down this hallway, and physical endurance is one thing, but your mental fortitude, your mental resilience, how far can you go down this hallway mentally? You can just run and not break a sweat, but when are you going to like crack down mentally of, oh, I can't do this anymore. When is this going to end? Like, what's going on? Like, when are you going to break down mentally? And that's what Kurapika was bringing up, because you got to think of the non-obvious. I want to see, because again, you're being engaged with the show because it's making you think about, could I do this? Could I pass the exam? What would my answer be? Would I be capable of doing this? Am I thinking of the right strategies? Would I think of what Kurapika is thinking? Would I think, wait, this isn't just a physical test, this is a mental test. And where would you pass and where would you fail? So it's kind of like, as you're watching these characters and following the story, as they're trying to become hunters, you're also trying to become a hunter and seeing if you would be worthy. And like I said in episode 2, I failed. So, oh well to me. But I think that's all I have to say for this episode. The episode was pretty short. We didn't get a whole lot more introduction again. I really just want to get into the nitty gritty where we're just following a dedicated plot line, because again, episode 1 was the introduction to the show. Episode 2 is the introduction of how we're going to be interacting with beasts, locations, treasures, and stuff. And episode 3 right here was introducing us to the actual exam. So I just want to get into the nitty gritty of the show, and that's why I want to pump out these episodes as fast as possible, so you guys can just be like, damn, another episode to watch. This guy's dropping the uploads as frequently as possible, trying to get a consistent, steady schedule, especially as I want to drop more Let's Watch series. And then me, because I'm only on episode 3 and there's like 148 episodes to this show, I want to grind this out as fast as possible. So my discussion ends here. It was a shorter discussion than I would say from the other episodes, but that's just how it's going to roll sometimes. Sometimes I have a lot to say during the reaction, during the Let's Watch. I have a lot to say. Sometimes I don't. It's a slower episode. The discussions will be longer and more in depth, and sometimes they'll just be a little bit more casual and a little bit less dense. And episode 3 proved to be correct on both those accounts. So that's it for episode 3 of my Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. If you found this video entertaining, leaving a like is awesome to let me know. Better yet, if you want to stay in the loop on all of my uploads, especially this Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series, be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop. And last but not least, keep the conversation going down in the comment section below so I can connect to you as my audience some more, because that's the most important thing to me on this channel. Anything you want to ask, share, or simply talk about, not even for Hunter x Hunter, but just anything at all, just leave it down in the comments and I'll get back to you as fast as possible and we can keep the conversation going. Having said that, and with that said, so long, farewell, until next time, this is Jughead, thank you, and have a good one.